English the soundtrack in whole, or you make some new more too, or
No, that's our job is done.
all done?
I think that so the main all the main tunes are us. All the extra little stuff, I think they're going to be using other composers in Europe.
Oh, you
Uh,
now don't compose terrain and battle music. You know, Heroes 5, there are many kind of battle music for the
right.
nation teams or not nation for the faction teams in
Yes.
different ways, and also the terrain teams. So others will do that or now or
Yeah. So what we decided to do in
I
this one,
see. You know you do the main teams and they did
yeah.
the
Like
little teams.
let us do the main themes and have other people do the smaller stuff. So
I see.
that was our agreement. So it was perfect because Rob and I have
You have more
Rob was
time now
working on
for one
something.
song. You have more time.
Rob was working on the like two or three new rock and roll albums. I'm doing a new musical with my friend Todd Stroig. I
I
was
see.
finishing my ballet, so I was like, you know what? Let's just spend 4 months to do the main themes, because otherwise, if we did everything on the soundtrack, it could easily take up like 9 months of our time. It's a
It's,
lot of work.
it's many
So we
songs
thought
there. Huh?
so this way, I don't think we had enough time. So like we can do the main themes, and then somebody, the other people can do all the small stuff. So that was
And
the
you did
idea.
the menu team, so again, main Heroes 17 menu team. You know, every Heroes 6 has
I
the blood and what is it called? Blood and teams. You know, there's a main
you know,
team in every
hopefully,
Heroes.
I don't know because what
You,
we did,
oh,
we
I
had
see.
agreed
You
to
know, no.
do. I think it's like one, two, three, four, five. We agreed to do 10 main
I
themes.
see.
It is up to Ubisoft where they're going to put them. So I don't know if they're going to use one of those as the main theme, or they just going to use these as like the town theme. So we'll find out. We'll find out, and I'll yeah
Yeah.
you'll probably know before I do.
Maybe there will be a vote.
Yeah.
Again, there are many votes there on the official page. I don't know if you see that about the factions, about the creatures behind them. Maybe there will be a vote about the music. We
Well, that's
don't know.
that's what's nice too. That's why also I wanted to have somebody like Stamatis do.
It's quite good.
I think that people like said, wow, you know what? I, people don't realize that people can actually influence composers because they take the time to write, they take the time to send like music links, and it helps change for me. It changes my ear. It changes my ideas about music. Stamatis, I know, was a very good composer. Why don't you? You can actually help me in one of the songs. So there's something about interfacing with the people who actually listen to your music, and I think it's a really nice thing. I really I think it's anyway. It was the first time I ever did that,
It's quite
and
good.
I think people don't realize they can actually have an influence on composers because of sending them their thoughts, their ideas. Maybe you should think about this. Maybe you should listen to Muse. Maybe you should listen to more Greek music, Arabic music. Maybe you should listen to my music. Maybe you should listen. And it definitely I take it all in and I try to okay. That's a really
Let's try.
good thing.
Yeah, it's quite good.
Yeah. So that's my
And I saw a really good, strange thing also, but I think it's really quite interesting. Many songs he wrote from the for the heroes every titles 3, 5, 6. There are many original concept of the titles of the song, which truly different from the titles that we had
oh
on
right right.
for example, Cleopatra and the Nile title for Heroes 3 Rampart, if I remember
Oh yeah
well.
yeah yeah.
Why were the names was different first, and they were maybe choose for a different game or another
No.
mood, or you don't know what for it will be,
That's
and the
you.
3DO and Ubisoft decided.
Right. Exactly. Because sometimes when you're dealing with companies, you they have the choice of how they
I
want to
see.
use your music or whatever it is you do. So for us, we have to come up. We don't know how it's going to ultimately be used, so we have to come up with our own titles, something that we can remember. Because Rob and I have done like so much, like 20 years. We've done so much music together. We have to find a way to remember these songs and what they're called outside of how they were used in a game. So, because you say Necropolis, well, there's lots of Necropolises and
Yes,
lots of the Heroes
there's
games. So
six.
we
Oh,
can't call
seven.
a song Necropolis One, Necropolis Two, Necropolis Three. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we actually have to come up with
You
names.
made an Necropolis too for seven, or
I'm sorry, what?
you made an Necropolis for this game too, yeah? No, Necropolis.
Um,
You made for seven too.
I think so.
No, no, okay.
I'm pretty sure. I
Yeah.
don't know which one. I don't know
Because
which one.
there will be Stronghold and Necropolis and
Yes.
Sylvan. That is on the official page, So
Yes, I'm
there
sure.
will
Yeah.
be.
Yes. Yeah. So the titles that I gave you
No,
will
the
be.
titles are different. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be dead. So I don't know. And like I told you before, I've never played a computer game.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I keep promising myself that maybe this is the year I'm gonna start. But the
I
problem
will
is,
make a video about maybe there will be with the elements on the game with your music.
oh,
Which
that's
music on which elements? With which music, which buildings, factions, which
good.
everything for.
The problem
And
is,
you can see.
I'm always afraid to start because what if I start playing games and then I don't want to do anything else? Then
Oh no no no
I'm
no no.
never gonna have time to write music
I don't
or
think.
practice. So I know my
I do
personality.
many things as well too. So
Yes, I think I'm actually afraid to play games because I feel like once I start, I'm
yeah.
never gonna stop. So
It's
so
almost like a drug. On some people,
yes, it's like a
there
drug.
is
Yeah,
but
I gotta stay away.
yeah, you heard maybe World of Warcraft. Some people play it all the way in 24
Yeah,
hours. Some people died in Japan
yes.
or China, but because of that. So it's a strange thing.
Actually, it was
Yeah.
when Rob and I were doing one of the EverQuest games. There was a TV show here in America called I think 60 Minutes, or maybe it's called 2020. But they did a story about EverQuest players who were killing themselves because
I didn't
they
hear
were
that. This was in the
yeah,
past, so.
it was EverQuest, and they were one of the stories was
You
about
wrote the music for EverQuest.
yeah.
Right?
We did
Maybe.
EverQuest. We did EverQuest one. I think we did like 4 of the games. Yeah,
Maybe heard of that, but not all of that. Mhm.
yeah,
I
yeah.
will
So
hear all of the
we,
word.
we did a lot. We did a lot of the EverQuest games, and then. But anyway, so yeah, and then anyway, so but we did. So they did a story about these people who were killing themselves, and oh my god, it was so embarrassing.
Yeah, it's
I don't want
not your soundtrack
I don't
kill
want to
them.
be like one of the people that you think, wow, not to be arrogant, but it's like, wow, maybe it's because of the music.
No, 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 not because of the music. No.
No,
But
no,
some people said that they only playing for Heroes 3, 4, 5. I saw that on YouTube because of your music, so maybe, but I don't think so. But don't think so. And let's move on to other things. Have you finished working on your to premiere your first ballet and the first musical? Will you have
I
some premieres in bigger cities around countries of Europe, perhaps, or around the world
Yeah, so
soon?
I finished the ballet. Right now, the choreographer Anthony is what he's doing is working on the actual show. So when you do a ballet, the first thing that has to be done is music. So all the music is completed,
After that, the
and it
choreography. After
yeah.
that, the
So
choreography.
So anyway, so he is dealing with number one, like getting the investors for the show, because there's a lot when in ballet you have to have the costumes, you
It
have to
needs
have
background for costumes, for
all the sets, everything,
design, everything else. Yeah.
everything has to be done, and it's very expensive. So he's dealing with that. So I've already finished my part. I'll let you know when he starts like a production. So with Todd, I just finished. Todd and I are about to finish. We're almost on the last song of our Broadway style musical. So we have already auditioned singers. We're going to start doing like small productions of our show. Probably this fall we're going to be doing the rehearsals, and maybe by I would say like by March, April, people can start to see the show in a small theater. What we got to do. It took us almost 2 years to finish the music because Todd does a lot of movies and TV shows, and I'm on my other concerts and projects. So we always have to find maybe like a week for every month to work together, and then we have other work. So it takes time to finish this project, but it's almost done, and it's about Greek mythology, about Venus, Cupid, and Psyche, and the relationship between the three of them. Yeah, the mother, who has the beloved son, Cupid, and the mother is the most beautiful goddess, and she's very jealous of the girlfriend. So it's this triangle, and I think the nice thing about it is that everybody could relate. Everybody has, a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a mother or the boyfriend's mother or the girlfriend's mother who's jealous. There's always some kind of dynamic between a boyfriend and girlfriend and the mother. So
the Green Monster.
Yes, it's not just like Greek mythology. It's more really kind of human in the relationship. But the story is told through the 1940s.
Human behavior, feelings, love.
Yes, feelings of love, jealousy, power, confusion, everything. So the music. The story actually takes place in a museum in New York in 1940s. So every time you're in the museum and the people are looking at the statues or the paintings, the music sounds like 1940s, like Casablanca. But then when the story happens, it goes to the real Mount Olympus. The music style
goes into the past, or
yeah, it goes into the past, and the music style becomes much more classical. So the soundtrack, the style of the music goes kind of between classical, kind of like hero style, to
modern way. You said that on the YouTube maybe that for the team that you never did kind of music there. Which is it? R&B? Not R&B. But you wrote that for the main team. There is a part of the modern and dun.
I've never done 40s style. 40s style. I would say like 40s style jazz or pop.
Yeah, jazz.
Kind of like as time goes by, or play it again, Sam. It's a very particular style, so it's nice to have learned how to do that. But then the rest of the show is like my regular style that I do for soundtracks. But now it has Broadway singers in it and a story. So it's going to be really nice. I'm really excited. The thing is, one of my big heroes is Leonard Bernstein. Because Leonard Bernstein, he wrote West Side Story. He wrote a lot of great ballets, symphonic music. He also wrote for the movies. He was a great conductor, a great pianist. He was like Rachmaninoff in that he could play the piano, he could compose. And so I thought, what? If Leonard Bernstein can write great classical music and also a Broadway show and soundtracks, I should try to do it too. So that's why this is my first musical theater piece, and it's been really fun. Good. And Todd is great. Todd is a fantastic writer.
I heard there was a test about it, or what was it on your YouTube channel? It's quite good. Todd sang and the girl, a lady sang there.
Yes, we did. I had
rehearsal.
Yes, yeah, and so I had to do a concert a few months ago,
I
and
see.
I told Todd, why don't you sing some of the music from our show, and we can just try it out, see how the audience likes it. So him and my friend Angelique Lucia, they learned the parts, and we put together like a medley. So,
It's quite
but when
good.
you see the real show, it's not going to be like that. The songs are going to be much longer, and the scenes are going to be much more
More
dramatic.
epic,
What we did
dramatic.
for that, we just try to put like the highlights, or to give a
The
flavor.
main points, the main,
Yeah,
the,
yeah, a little bit of the little
the
bit of the
flavor
message.
it, the flavor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's good. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be good. I hope it's going to be good. I mean,
I think it's good.
we're
What
working
I
really
heard.
hard at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, when you write music for theater, you really do want to tell a story. It's not just the music. The music has to be really good, but the music has to tell a story through the lyrics and through the story or the plot line. So everything has to be good. The story has to be good. The lyrics have to be good. The music has to be
Almost
good.
like in sometimes in movies too. If it's
Yes,
not for the characters, it is for the story. Yeah.
yes, and not even just those things. The speed of the story has to be good. Like for instance, if I'm telling you, I know I talk too much. Sometimes, like when somebody takes too long to tell you a story, it could be a great story, but if it's too long, if it takes too long to tell the story, it gets boring. So you have to make sure the speed of the story is also at a certain rhythm.
Always
Otherwise,
entertaining. Always. Yeah.
they'll get bored. They'll like,
Always fit well. Not too
yes, yeah,
slow,
yeah.
not too fast, because it's.
So you're dealing in
Yeah.
musical theater. You deal with a lot of
And
different
maybe
things.
from the theater place, maybe you must.
That's why, yeah, that's
Go
why
around
you
the
do.
theater place because the sounds sound different or the music
Yes,
can be
yes.
sound different.
Yeah, that's why
Maybe
we're
the great
doing.
plays,
Yeah,
chorus and everything else.
yeah. So we'll start that maybe like in April. We'll do in small theaters, and then we bring in the audience. We ask them: Is it too long, too
Oh,
short,
I
too
see.
boring? Is it too fast? Where? How is the rhythm for you as a theater watcher? And then that's when we call that workshopping. So that's when we're trying to fix all the pace of the story, the clarity of the story, and then maybe by next fall we can have a better version and a bigger version of the
The
show.
premiere there
But
will be next
yeah,
fall, or there will be the premiere next fall.
yeah. So that's. Oh wait, what was your question?
There will be the premiere in the next autumn or fall,
Yeah, we'll definitely do the premiere like by April.
or even spring. Huh?
What we call that is it's called semi-staged, which
Almost a
means
pilot, the pilot for a series.
yeah, Patty. It's not. There won't be full costumes. There won't be the sets. There might be just like a black stage with the
I see.
spotlights, but you want to be able to go from beginning to the end and have the audience listen and understand the story
Want to
through
see
the
the
lyrics and through the words.
reactions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once that gets perfected, then we can go into a bigger theater and then do the sets, do all the costumes, everything. That's because the sets and costumes are more like the decoration. Because you always start with the story. If the story is not good
Story and the
and the
characters
audience
first.
doesn't understand the story, it doesn't matter how great the costume is or how great the background is. It's still going to be boring. So
Or the acting is wrong, or
you always started just with the black stage, and it's called semi-staged.
I see.
So it's semi-full, but anyway. So yeah, I'll let you know how that goes.
There will be some videos about it for sure. No?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. We're gonna start a separate channel for that.
And there will be some concert maybe about heroes or about these two works, musical and the ballet, soon next year. You told about me about the Polish heroes concert.
Yes.
You know about it. Yeah.
So I was invited to come to Poland this month, October 25th. There wasn't enough time to really prepare the full concert because my idea is to have the heroes. I've been working on a hero symphony, but I decided instead of a hero symphony, I should do the piano concerto because this way I can play. I could be the pianist, the orchestra can be behind me. So it's a combination of watching the composer and hearing the music, but in a piano concerto style. So my idea was to create something that's like the Rachmaninoff's Second Piano Concerto or the Grieg Piano Concerto, but instead it'll be all the tunes from Heroes soundtracks. And
with full orchestra, full.
yeah, with the orchestra playing with me. And
you will be the conductor. You will be the.
no, I won't be the. I'm going to be the pianist. There's already a conductor. So we decided, in addition to having this piano concerto, we're also going to do some of the music with Karine Shagan from Heroes 2 and Heroes 5 and Heroes 7. So she'll be part of the concert. I will be playing the concert, but all of the music will be Heroes music, and they're going to put videos and all that
almost
stuff.
like with the Budapest private hero. And the sequences, there will be sequences and.
Yes, it'll be like a video game concert, but just based on Heroes. So to do that, it takes a long time. So we decided, let's wait until Heroes 7 is released. Let's wait until I have time to really do all the orchestrations, because it takes a long time to do orchestrations. And then also, I wanted more time to tell people. So we didn't want like just 1 or 2 months notice. I said, let's try to tell people at least 6 to 8 months in advance. So they said, okay, let's wait till next year. So our goal is next October 2015 for a complete Heroes concert. But also in Japan on February 6th next year, I have a new clarinet concerto called the A Hero Ascends, and it's for clarinet and orchestra.
It broke.
And some of the music is going to be from Heroes 3.
And there will be Mr. Brock Summers.
No. It's for Thomas Piercy,
Oh, I see.
famous. Thomas Piercy is the famous clarinetist in New York City, but the orchestra is in Tokyo. So I'm working on that now. So that'll be February 6th in Tokyo for anybody.
There will be some videos about it.
Yeah. So it's going to be supposed to be for clarinet and orchestra, and it's a clarinet concerto, but I call it. There's a famous piece by our Ralph Vaughan Williams, a British composer, and he wrote a concerto for violin and orchestra, but he didn't call it a violin concerto. He called it the Lark Ascending. So a lark is a little bird.
Yeah.
And basically the music sounds like it's all violin solo with orchestra. It sounds like this little bird ascending to heaven. Just keep going higher and higher and higher, and finally it's so peaceful up in heaven. That's what the song sounds. So I decided, instead of calling this like the Romero Clarinet Concerto, why don't I call it A Hero Ascends?
It's a good idea.
Kind of the same idea. It's about a hero that has to deal with all this terribleness and whatever, war or like difficulty, and then they have to arise above it, and they keep getting up higher and higher to the point where they're actually a hero. They've actually achieved their heroicism. So it's called A Hero.
He can move further. move further. Yeah.
So it's not just like, oh god, another boring thing. There's actually a storyline behind it. So I hope that
element sequences.
It's gonna be nice. Yeah, that's what
maybe
I'm
there's
working
some
on.
pictures behind the background. Yeah, it's quite good.
Yeah, there's a story. And I want it to be a really. I've been listening to a lot of clarinet concertos, like the Mozart Clarinet Concerto, the Aaron Copland Concerto. Clarinet is a very beautiful instrument. It can be very, very sad, actually, and singing, and it almost sounds like a
but
sad.
But sometimes it can be happier for dance, maybe, and sometimes very sad. Yeah, it's a quite
so
wide.
I'm trying to make it as beautiful as possible, like a really beautiful melody. Anyway, so that's that.
And maybe there will be some more East Asian theme. Maybe there will be some sanctuary theme, but maybe in the future. I hope you like that in the previous games, no? in the new music style,
I do.
Eastern Asian. Yeah.
I was gonna tell you, I'm doing a project for the guy who created Heroes, John.
Yeah, Kanayam, yeah.
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 So
Now he work another company, or he worked with the company who made Command and Conquer. I don't know. You know that it's a real strategy game. It's a real time, not as Heroes, the turn based. And now
so,
he worked at another company, or
so the thing at this point, I can't say what it is.
I see.
But all I can say is that we're working together again.
It's a big project.
Yeah. After 20 years, because John was the first person to hire me as a composer, and so the nice thing is, 20 years later,
He made the Heroes.
we're
First three games,
he's
maybe.
he's
First three
the
games.
creator of Heroes.
Yeah.
So the nice thing is that we're working together again.
it's a,
So,
it's almost
Yeah,
a full
so-
circle. Beginning and
yeah, it's full,
now
yeah,
again,
yeah.
again a
It's
meeting.
amazing it's amazing how life is. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
wow, you're working together again, and it's great. John's
A meeting by
wonderful.
accident. He tells you that there is a possibility to work together, or you tell him that, hi, can I work together again?
No. Him and Rob King have always been friends.
Oh, they know,
So
know each other.
they've
really well.
always, we Rob and I and John last worked together on Rift, Plains of Talara.
Yeah.
Because John was
That's cool.
one of the creators of that.
Oh, I
So
didn't
I
know that.
did. Rob and I did a lot of the music for Rift.
That's
and
quite
then-
good.
And then what happened? Like then, John separated from the company,
Yeah.
and the other guy who came in brought in a different composer. So they ended up using some of my music and Rob music for Rift, but then they also brought in another composer. So that was the last time John and I and Rob worked together. So now we're working together again on a
An undisclosed project.
unknown project.
And
But what's great about John is same thing with Julian. John,
really nice and kind.
let's just do whatever we want. Because you know what? You guys are the expert in music. Just do what you want. Yeah, because Rob and I work for companies where they tell us what to do. We want the music to sound exactly like Jeremy Sewell. We want it to sound exactly like this composer, that composer. And the only problem with that is, then it becomes like an imitation. Then it's not even like
Not your
Rob
own
and
unique
my
way.
music. It's just like
Yeah.
it's just we're like
Almost a
copying
copy
other
pasta.
composers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then it doesn't really do us any good because it's not our idea.
Our
of-
imaginations. Yeah.
Yes. Our basically
The
they're trying
tunes what the fans can know
Yes.
you or can.
Yeah, so John is great because John's like, do whatever you want. Like if that's what you think sounds good, then I trust you. Then that's gonna be good. So John is great.
You worked with Einon Zur last on Rift or on the Neverwinter Nights. You know Einon Zur. I don't know how it's pronounced. He's a composer too. You worked with one of
You know what?
or
Okay,
Rift
so
with Rift
I don't know.
maybe.
I don't know him personally.
He makes Dragon Age and everything else. Yeah.
Oh wait, what's his name?
Einon Zur. He's
I don't know him. The thing is, composers don't usually know each other because we don't work together.
I see.
It's usually like if me or I would be the composer, or it would be Jeremy Sewell or
I see.
whoever, like Danny Elfman.
So
There's no
not so
reason-
many collaborations, just one.
Yeah, there's no reason for us to collaborate.
Only in the
together.
movies,
So-
sometimes Hans Zimmer works with James Newton, I know, but it's just
Yeah.
once time, so.
Yeah, so actors do
Yeah.
because you
I
need
see.
lots of actors to be in a movie, but for the most part, most projects only have one composer, so there's no need to
Or
collaborate.
side composers, like in the Hero 6 and 7, you said that the
Yeah,
little
yeah.
teams.
Right, yeah. So they'll hire us here in Los Angeles, and then the rest of the composers are in Europe, and we never meet them. So
Almost like on the when the movies that sometimes many actors didn't see each other just for once
Right,
too. So
exactly.
because they each one do another scene, sometimes another country, so they can't
Right.
meet. So it's
Exactly,
almost
exactly.
like the way
But
the
that's the
game.
thing. One of the things I love about Heroes is
Mm.
that I got to meet so many great people like you. Because
Very much fun.
a lot of people who write music, they never get to meet the people who listen to their work. And I think Heroes is very community based, and I really love that because
And very based
people
on music too, because it's quite quite a unique and recognizable thing. And when
and
you heard
that,
Heroes of Might and Magic, you know music is one of the best things on it, and also that.
well, thank you very much.
But
But yeah, like a lot of times, like okay, if I go to some place, let's say Disneyland,
yeah,
and I love a ride, I don't take the time to find out who designed that ride, and I write them a letter. I don't even think about it. But I gotta say, with the Heroes, the people who play Heroes, somehow they find the time to write, and they say, "Thank you. I really like your music. This is what I like. It's this and this and that." That is a very nice thing for me, because very few people do that.
and you
So
know because
I really appreciate that.
and you know why? Because the
Yes.
Heroes, maybe I think because Heroes is a game sometimes about community and sometimes about relations too, because it is a game where you can play with in a team with some other
Oh, good.
guys, and some or against other guys, and also sometimes we can play it like in this tournament, Heroes tournament in Szeged, that we can come together 15, 20 people and it's almost a party also, not just a Heroes tournament party, a fun ride, fun weekend. Also we can do anything else like football, as you said, soccer and
Yeah.
thing.
That's
So
amazing.
because Heroes almost has a main team on community as well, and also other things as well, and maybe this hangs on too with your relationship with fans, because music is so good too, and it is almost the same because the game it has that needs community too, the game, because it depends on it. It's a turn-based strategy game. You can work with each other, you can fight with against each other, so and sometimes we can move together because it's a game that we can play on at once in many computers. We switch them together, you know. And maybe it is for the music as well, because many people like your music. There is the internet as
That's
well,
really
and
nice.
it
I've
is
heard
connect the peoples and the fans, and you are not shy as others. And it's quite good that we can share the thoughts about the music, share the musicians'
well,
performance.
hey,
There are many performances. You
I,
saw there is YouTube. There are many performances about your music on guitar, on
that's really
violin.
nice. And you know what?
It's
And
quite good.
honestly, I always, if people like, sometimes if they like Heroes music, I try to direct them who are the influences, because really, I always feel like, wow, if you like some of my stuff, you're gonna love Prokofiev or
Yeah.
Vivaldi or Bach or these great masters. I'm just like
I heard some, but I just heard
I'm
all of the
influenced from
works of
them.
them that from them.
Yes, I want people to really see what the original is like, and that is that it's a whole new world of music that if they know how what the influences
They can
are, I
discover
really
the new for them, for the new age of music, the old age maybe,
yes,
that
yeah.
they
So
just hear the modern types, so they can discover a
yes,
new way.
because the thing is, I'm a musician. I listen to all of these different composers, and it all comes together in my head,
Yeah.
and then it kind of comes out in my music. But I need people to see where it was all coming from in the first place, because there's a lot of great music out there. I mean, and it's just a world of beauty and pleasure that I that's why I try to be very clear about who my influences are.
Many
Because
people can recover it.
it's
They
not just
can.
coming to my head naturally. Obviously, I'm influenced by everything, so I try to be very clear about that. But thank you very much. Yeah, that is interesting about
Yeah,
the
many
heroes.
people can recover by music, so I heard many stories about that. In the hospital, really sick, and even as some girls or boys or men or ladies, and they hear a voice or a really great song, maybe it resembles their youth or, or a good moment, and it can almost heal. There is a really great sense of almost care and healing by music. I don't know that you heard about that, almost a medical way. So many doctors told that this almost can heal because it has a great feeling. You can almost almost ride with the mood, with the music's way that you said, with the ways of the the various
It's
feelings
true.
about the
The
music.
thing is about music. Okay, if people look at music and the chemical changes it makes to the
Yeah.
brain, it's almost faster than alcohol or drugs because literally you could be listening to a piece of music and then within 3-4 seconds you feel the mood. All of a sudden, boom! It just your body reacts. If it's dance music, all of a sudden you're like
Yeah.
dancing. If it's sad music, you immediately feel sad. If it's happy music, you feel happy. The chemical reaction to your brain is so fast. Music is, to me, almost a more powerful drug than than drugs or alcohol because
So you must stop
you know,
making music.
when you're drinking, it takes a while, for the wine or the beer to maybe a few minutes, but music happens almost instantaneously.
And it has negative effects, but music, I don't think so. No, not any negative effects on it. Yeah, it's quite good for the health, I think.
Yeah, I know. It really, okay, for me, when because
And
I was
almost
rocking.
shivering, the back shivering, the people,
Yeah,
good
yeah. It
music.
makes weird things happen. You have these
Yeah.
chemical changes. But like when Brock and I, when we are working with Smitty, our trainer, if I don't have music playing, I don't do a good workout. I need to have rhythm, and I need to have something that inspires my body to work harder at exercise. So to me, having music when I'm exercising makes me work out harder. Therefore, it has a direct influence on my health.
Yes, many people do their work around music.
Yes.
I almost for every every washing things I can do when I wash the dishes and everything else. I
You
hear
have
music when I
do you wash your own dishes?
yeah, yes.
Do you cook?
Generally, sometimes, yeah. So I really, really want to hearing music. Everything I do sometimes on
Yeah.
in
Okay.
work.
You need. Yeah. It actually it makes life a lot easier.
Yes, yes.
If you have to do hard work and you have music playing, it
And
just
many
really
people do
helps.
that too. So
Yeah, it helps. Yeah, exactly.
they, the music can feel a bad day better too. So
Yes, yeah. It makes sense. I mean, music makes everything.
Yeah. Yeah. So thanks for that interview. It's really, really long, but really interesting and really good
Oh, thank
interview.
you. Yeah, thank you, Andrew.
It's really,
I appreciate it. Okay, so do me a favor. Send me the questions for Kareem, Rob.
okay.
I'll definitely get Kareem to answer the questions.
They can write it too, and you can send it
I
too
might be able
because
to get
Attila
Rob.
can post it on his page too. So it is good in writing too, good in video on video too. So
It's probably honestly it's probably going to be faster if I do the video of Rob because he gets like when he writes stuff, it takes a long time for him to make
oh, I
sure
see.
it looks good, it sounds good. If I just film him real quick, he can give me an immediate answer. So
I see.
if you want, send me the questions, I'll send them to him, and if he wants to write them, great. If not, when I go to see him next week in the studio, I'll film him, and I'll try to get him to answer.
The secret way, the secret
Yeah,
James Bond way.
tell me what you. like a camera right there.
Or catch car in the theater
Yeah, it's
background,
like,
or in the clothes room. Yes. I will tell you activity, and then we will write some questions.
okay.
Okay, not
Okay.
so much, not such
Okay.
much now as
So-
now, but
So I will talk to you later.
yes, thanks. On the Facebook or Gmail, or
Okay,
or
great.
on video too, if there will be some premieres or
Okay. Oh, okay.
maybe Japan. You said about that.
I'll send you as soon as I can tell you what the new project is with John. I'll let you know. I think
Okay,
I
thanks.
think it's going to be released in January. I don't know why I'm whispering.
No,
It's
not the
here.
project so fastly. No.
Yeah,
Just for the
John.
just the announcement, no. Just the announcement. will be done.
But I'll tell you ahead of time. I'll let you know as soon as they tell me, and I'm allowed to like talk about it.
And what kind of
I'll-
it will be a game.
yeah, it's a game. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And what kind?
So
I
yeah.
sometimes I just for another last question. Sometimes I told that you must do another kind of game of work soundtracks. You heard that I sent it to you some samples and music songs from Gothic Free German developer. It's quite good. It's another kind of game. It's a story and character driven game.
Oh, like, yeah,
And it's another kind of music, and another kind of game. So much that Jeremy, so him. He made another kind of music for another kind of game, not for kind
Yeah,
of
no,
heroes.
I love-
It's
I love
it's another
Jeremy.
type of game style,
yeah.
not like
Jeremy's
strategy.
great. Jeremy is Jeremy.
Yeah. You should make another TPS game in action or an RPG, RPG game. It's a now famous type of games. It's quite another kind of music style, and you
Oh, I
can
see,
refresh it with your talent.
Really, thank you very much for sending me that because it really helps me to
Maybe this game there will be an
to
RPG.
hear to just kind of to know what other people are doing and what what their influences are and stuff like
Yeah.
that and
Maybe the influence is from you. Sometimes.
no, it does. It really does. It's very helpful,
Or-
and I appreciate it. And I
Or
like that
you
you're
can
listening to-
influence.
Thank you. Maybe on one of my soundtracks coming up,
Yeah.
maybe I'm gonna have you whistle. Maybe I'm gonna hire you as one of
There
your.
will be a visual.
That would be good.
I will
Anyway,
buy
listen,
another.
I'll let you go, and we'll talk later. Send me the questions, and if there's anything else you need to know, let me know. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for the interview and
Oh, thank
see you soon. And I will send the
tell it to a
questions.
hi too. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Yes.
Have a good afternoon
Thank you.
and a good
Bye-bye.
night for us.